Now, I will say the one thing that I have seen is everybody's talking about the cost of to do the icons, the SBCs for the icons is pretty outrageous. Let's see. Okay, so Nesta's the one everybody's talking about. To grab Nesta requires 11 base icons. So base icons are non-prime. What's to drink today? That's the question in the chat. Today it's water. I've been sick for 2 weeks now, so just water. Haven't had a beer in 2 weeks. It's bad. Yeah, it's free to play. Let's see. Maybe. Okay, so I'm guessing you can't use somebody like... let's see. Zidane will not work because he's prime. Petit would work because he's base. So would Henry. So the three main icons that everybody's gotten throughout this is Petit, Henry, and Zidane, without having to put much effort in, just because if you finish the Zidane campaign. So you've got 2 of the 11 done between Henry and Petit. If you didn't use Henry in the Sancho skill boost, I did because I don't care. But let's see. That's the other. Let's take a look real quick because it's possible. Are any of the icons from Star Pass base icons? Prime icon. Gullet should be, yep. Gullet. Best. These are base icons. So you could use any of these. So yeah. Why would, oh yeah, so you don't forget kind of, so let's see. We've got, everybody will be grabbing Cannavaro next month. We've already got Henry and Petit. So now you've got 3 players that are pretty much available. So what do you got? 8 more to grab. Nesta. So what's possible here? And these are all. So if we start from the back, Hernandez is the first obvious choice. So if you grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, thanks for the follow. So here you go. 600, 1100, 15, 18, 2050, 2250, 24, 2500 icons points, plus all of the history points and whatever these things are called, honor points, legacy points. How many different damn things do we have here? Championship points. So the 2500 is what's going to be the tough part to grab next.
Oh yeah.
I love the audio bombs. So 2500. So let's see, we're getting 50, 10, so 60 here. Another 60. Are they all 60? Yeah, it looks, and these are what's refreshing every week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 300 a week. You need 2,500. So 2.5 months to be able to grab Nesta. 2.5 months. I'm not quite sure. I mean, 2.5 months, is it worth it? I mean, if you're into the icons, besides the fact that you're going to have to complete these 5 squad building challenges every week for the next 8 weeks. So yes, he is definitely possible, whether or not the expense is there. So let's see, what are we looking at? 81 minimum OVR, 65 chemistry, 8 players. Well, that's dirt cheap. Let's just do one real quick. Chemistry might be an issue. With 65 chemistry? I just want to see what we're actually looking at. I'm not even bothering with a league right now. I just want to see. So there you go. What do we get? 28 chemistry without putting any effort into it. Yeah, why can't icons be auctionable? If icons were auctionable, I would be all in. But because we can't use it, it doesn't really have that much of an effort. It doesn't really have that much of a point to me. Let's see. There's a couple of different choices for something like this. You can either go... So let's stick with 8083. We're going to pick... Let's do nations. Let's pick 2 nations. Because we're dealing with all this Bundesliga rivalry stuff, I'd be willing to bet I have a decent amount of German players, and we'll go with France. And just see what that gets me. We'll start with all strikers. How did I pick 3 nations here? I don't want Congo. Is that all the players I have left out of this? Holy crap. Okay, so you see how the chemistry really starts to bump up when you pick a couple of nations? I think that's the way it's going to go.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Okay, so there we go. 120 chemistry. We've got room to pull a few out. Let's see. Who do I want to get out of here? I don't want a Gotzi in there. We'll dump the whole issue. Let's throw in Innocent because we have like 4 billion of Innocent. Still at 91 chemistry. Easy enough. Nobody there that I'm really worried about. Inaki Williams was worth a little bit more than that, so... There you go. Still at chemistry. Submit. Easy peasy. They're not going to be that tough, especially if you have a decent amount of players. I mean, for me, I just did it for the skill boost. It's all going to come down, though, do you have enough players in your bank? Did you invest properly coming into this to make it worth your while? So I think it's going to be okay, especially, actually, holy crap. 2 skill boosts bumped over with that. That's why I love skill boost. Okay, so Icons SBCs, is it really worth it if you had enough players to actually make the squads worth it? To make the skill boosts or the squad building challenges worth it? What else do we have here? League 2, League 1. Shouldn't be that bad. I mean, a lot of this has to come down to whether or not you have enough of those players. Buying those players, Team of the Week starters. This is why I think we saw certain cards go through the roof yesterday. If you don't have these players, in your all midfielders, that'll be easy. Too bad you can't just use 11 innocents. I'm sure most of us have a few hundred of those. All right, so before we get on this, let's see what we sold yesterday. We're just going to start claiming. Where are we at? We're starting at 21 million. Okay, my guess is somewhere between 80 and 100 million. If I can end with somewhere between 80 and 100 million, I'll be happy. This was just everything that I had posted before. I was fishing high because I was into the understanding. I believed that they were going to crash. I mean, come on. EA hasn't released.
That's a nice way of saying that it's small.
Yeah. I haven't seen EA be able to release something this big in how long and it actually go through the way they wanted it to. It doesn't happen. Something as big as squad building challenges for Icons should have completely foobarred the market yesterday, but it didn't. I only had about 500 that sold yesterday. A lot are silvers. You'll see a lot of 77, 78, 79 in here. A lot of 80s. I'm looking at the players that sold. It was, you could definitely tell people were buying based on the SBCs. I mean, I think I still have about 600 elites yet to sell. And quite a few masters. I made 100 million last week from this. And that 100 million bumped my team to 120 OVR and bought me 98 rated UCL Salah. So if I could get another 100 million this week, I'd be happy. Let's see. Almost done. So, drum roll. Where do we think? I'm hoping 80 to 100 million. I would be happy. Anything above 80 million, I'm going to be ecstatic. 127 million. I'll take it. So it was about 107 million coin day yesterday. 107 million just from the... And it didn't crash. That's what's awesome. 107 million in that day and it didn't crash. And it was, what, 300 to 400 elites, a bunch of silvers. And I didn't even see any masters in there. Not that there weren't any. But I mean, I still have a decent amount of elites still to sell. I've got stuff in the market now that we're still waiting to time out. Lots of... I think I have about 1,000 silvers in. I have probably 200, 300 elites in. This is awesome. It's a good day for the market. Thank God for squad building challenges. Finally, EA has come through with something. And I've been asking for squad building challenges for like a year and a half. Finally, they're here. The amount of boosts that we're going to have and coins and everything over the next couple of weeks is going to be insane. Right now, if you're between 115 and 120 for OVR for your team, you're sitting pretty decent. You can easily reach FIFA Masters in versus in head-to-head. It's not that hard right now. In fact, I think I just reached Masters with a 120 auto-playing. 122, 123, 124 OVR. That's... In a month from now, we're going to look back on it and go, God, you remember how tough it was to get to 110, to get to 115? It's it's coming because everyone's going to start maxing their teams out. The boost, they're going to have to add boost additions to this thing. Thanks for the follow. There's about 16,000 boost up free to play right now in the squad building challenges just on the kits side of things. So watch that video when it comes out. I think that's where it's going to go. We're going to end this one right here. Thanks for watching. Make sure you follow and consider subscribing at Twitch. That way you get notified whenever we go live to stream FIFA Mobile. Don't miss an episode of the podcast My Wife Hates Video Games for an entertaining look at the world of geek, including movies, books, comics, horror, sci-fi, basically everything my wife hates. The links are all below, as well as social media, merch, and my last live comedy album, Life Before the Internet. Still here? Go ahead and enjoy one of these other videos or subscribe at YouTube up here. That's it. I've got nothing else.